Hey guys, Beast Force here and welcome to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. I haven't done the breakdown since 2023. I've been taking a long break, so I want to just recuperate, make sure I don't get burned out or whatever. But I'm back now, I'm ready, and I'm here to go again. I'm going to break down 12 episodes in season 2, and after that, there's an episode of the future, which I will do a video of my own in the future. And also the Phineas and Ferb trailer's coming out, and it's coming on June the 5th, 2025, nearly 10 years since the show has ended. I'm going to be doing a breakdown on that as well, and the continuation where it left off after the previous summer. Season 2 continued to impress me with a lot of episodes. There will be many special episodes in the future which we're going to break down, but holy my, there are plenty good episodes there, and it's really enjoyable and very engaging. And that shows you how much is still remembered to the Phineas and Ferb fandom to this day. There's a lot of adventures, a lot of strategic things, a lot of new ideas, and a lot of things that is happening in the show. There are many episodes that we see the same episode with the same formula. Phineas and Ferb builds an invention, Doofy builds an Inator, which we have this, but it just never gets bored. But there are some episodes that mod it up a bit, which makes it more engaging, and we're going to see that in season 2 once I break down this episode. If you want to check on my rating system work, there's a detailed description down below, as well as the other videos that I put out in my Phineas and Ferb playlist. So, shall we begin? The first episode in this video that I'm going to break down is 30th and 4, written by Antonio Gilbard and Kim Robertson, on June the 15th, 2009 on Disney XD. The Flintfletcher's neighbors have relatives visiting who bear an uncanny represents to Candace, Phineas and Ferb. At Candace's request, the boys complete with their lookalikes to build the best backyard fort. Meanwhile, Perry finds himself in the middle of Dr. Doofus's family reunion, where Dr. Doofus tries to win the annual kickball tournament.
Whoa, wait. By in charge, does that mean I'm in control of everything around here while you're gone? Phineas and Ferb, I'm the complete overlord of them?
Linda's like, not this shit again.
Yes.
Oh, boys! Hear ye. Nothing any koozy whatsits or goozy mahookums.
Your brothers are annoying you too?
The curly brown hair woman is Mandy, and she's the oldest sister of Thunderous of 4, and she is voiced by Aliki Theophilopoulos, who is the storyboard writer in Phineas and Ferb.
Annoying brothers are visiting our aunt next door for the weekend. Oh my gosh. My brothers, Thaddeus and Thor, are constantly building the most annoying contraptions on Earth.
So Mandy and Candace are related, which is similar to what we've seen in Phineas and Ferb many episodes when they build conventions, as we see it.
Someone who relates.
I just said it before the episode said it.
Me.
These two are Thunderous and Ferb. So let's start with Thor first. He's similar to Ferb as he doesn't talk much. And he's also, I think his name is referenced to Thor from Marvel. And also Thunderous, as he talks a lot, as he is similar to Phineas, how he builds. And he's voiced by Danny Kusi, who also voiced Jack Spicer in Shaolin Showdown.
Overheard you two like to build stuff. Where we come from, we're known as the best. Jealous?
Oh, no, I'm not.
I like how Phineas is not jealous as he smiles and talks to him. I really like this Phineas more than the arrogant Phineas from season 1. It's a lot of improvement compared. I know some people don't like it, but I like it.
Think of that, suckers!
Gummy.
Please.
Hey, where's Perry?
As he is stuck in the wall holes, you can see him struggling as he trying to pull down to get into the layer, which is so funny.
Sir.
You're right, Carl. I can be pretty rough sometimes. Agent B, you're here! Geez, Carl, just hope I wasn't too rough on him this time.
Rough or not, I still like Major Monogram as a character. He does only do briefing in every episode, but we do get more action later on with him. Summer belongs to its example.
Makes it that much more annoying.
Have you not been listening?
Brothers are building one. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Oh, Thor, I know who we're gonna outdo today.
Want us to take the day off and not annoy you.
Building a fort, and I will be annoyed if theirs is better than yours.
Candace, we don't do this to compete. We do it for fun.
And for the ladies.
That's actually one of my favourite Ferb lines that he ever said. And for the ladies, yeah. Also, like, Phineas said he doesn't do it to compete, which is fair enough, but they do it to compete at times when they help Balji make a big watermelon, but which it didn't turn out to be. But overall, they do more competitiveness of inventions in the future. You can see many people in the Doofenshmirtz family reunion. You can see Doofenshmirtz's ex-girlfriend when he lost to Hugh Chan's is right there. I like how the camera pans until we get to Doofenshmirtz with a lot of people being there for the family reunion, which is Doofenshmirtz versus Roger of a kick of a ball to win, which is very, very odd. And we've seen that more in the story once we progress.
Welcome to the Doofenshmirtz family reunion.
This is the few episodes that Doofenshmirtz doesn't use the Inator.
Always wins. See?
I remember seeing this on TikTok if I could find it. Sadly, I can't because I remember Dan Proverma posted on TikTok about a person doing a cup stack, and that was years ago. But whatever, we move. Also, the cup stacking world record, you can check it out on YouTube. There are many of them doing it in real life.
And now, my mother's love was all, and my brother was an expert from the start.
Even though Roger is so successful now than Doof, I really feel bad for Doof once again. No matter how often he tries to impress, it always ends up seeming a failure between their parents, Mr. Doofenshmirtz. As we've seen it many times. When you grow up, you understand why we root for Doofenshmirtz, and I've understand it a lot.
Kick my way right.
How does he do that? What the fuck?
Love handle.
Oh yes, the song is similar to You Snuck My Way Right Into My Heart.
And football, he tried.
The song is called Kick My Way Into Her Heart, which is similar to You Snuck My Way Right Into My Heart. As Swampy, Bobby, all wearing the same clothes from the first episode they appeared.
He couldn't kick his way right into her heart. Night Kimmel Stomp.
Flashback. I know people. The Kickinator 5000!
Even though it's an Inator, it doesn't count as an evil invention, but I'm gonna put in a counter anyways.
Well, you threw it too early.
What you doing?
Building a fort.
What are you doing?
She says, "What are you doing?" which is doesn't count for me.
Fort.
Oh, no, he didn't.
As she said, "Oh no, he didn't." I really like how she moved forward and back. Very nice facial expression, whoever animated this. A flip transition.
What kind of screws are your brothers using? Mark over that thing ASAP. What color?
Where's Harry?
Yo, over here.
The contractor. They don't do much.
To keep up with Heads up, Hines.
Hey, nice to see Charlene being here, even though she divorced Doofenshmirtz. Also, this is a reference to Charlie Brown on how to kick the ball.
Discrimination on your face? All sham, Charlie Brown. A failure face if I ever saw.
They done it again, they're using the flip transition.
Didn't say a mile away, right here. Bring it closer.
Even though Doofenshmirtz tried to kick the ball, it's nice to see Perry helping him despite fighting each other, as they don't help us much until season 4 or later seasons. We actually do see it many times, which is very nice, and that is another one of them.
I still did it!
I can hear you.
I know, I said it loud! Oh, Mom, you're home. You're home. But, I think you should go back to the grocery store.
Also, this is the second time that Candace prevents Linda is not came home early. Lawn Gnome Beach Party of Terror was the first one. If only she put it in the kitchen earlier, Phineas and Ferb would have failed and Candace would have succeeded.
Hey, you're not even a Doofenshmirtz anymore. I kept the name.
Even though Charlene divorced Doofenshmirtz, but in the second dimension, they actually pretend to divorce. I really like how Charlene is still part of the family and kept the name as she is.
He can't really do it.
As you can see from the background color, you can see Jenny, Buford, Balji, other characters in the background, as long with the Fireside Girls there.
Thaddeus and Thor.
I forgot that Thor's hair looks similar to Steve Hyde from That 70s Show.
That's nice.
And licorice dispenser. Huh? What?
And Ferb.
That's the same thing when it went, wow, just like in season 1. I don't remember which episode.
That an architectural feat? Ha! Ha! Ha!
In front of everyone.
But Candace, this...
If only Candace let Phineas explain, he would have revealed the full part to Candace as she walks outside of her house.
One time I count on you? You give me this?
But...
Whoa! Whoa!
Also, this is Miss Doofenshmirtz's first appearance in present day, as she does appear in flashbacks. But she is voiced by Carlis Leachman, the late Carlis Leachman, who passed away 2 years ago, back in January 2021. Rest in peace.
Rest of it, Ferb.
If only Candace didn't interrupt Phineas and Ferb speaking, she would have known that he is a bigger thought. As you can see, the building's getting bigger and bigger. You can see different rooms and houses and all that. Phineas and Ferb, once again, showing creativity and making sure that his building matches everyone and better off it. I think this is CG, as you can see the side and the rendering there, as the ball bounces in the other side.
Who's the loser now, huh? L-O-S-E-R. Who's the loser? You are...
That's a reference to the Italian Job.
Out.
Oh, Roger, my son!
I really feel bad for Doof. It's just that Phineas and Ferb's inventions is reflected once again, but this time towards Doofenshmirtz fading. It's always Doofenshmirtz and Inator bailed out Phineas and Ferb's getting into trouble by Linda, but this one, Doofenshmirtz loses.
Oh, yay. All imported marble, by the way. Here's the bowling alley, pool, telescope, terracotta army room.
It's actually a sculpture dissecting the armies of Qin Shi Huang, the first empire of China.
Jet engine wind tunnel.
That blew him away instead of going in front of him. Imagine that. That could have killed him.
And scoring stage with 40-piece orchestra.
We don't, however, have a licorice dispenser. That was a nice touch.
Come on, boys, I'm taking you home. Your brothers are the best. A 10-story addition with a swimming pool.
If only you saw it earlier, you wouldn't be surprised, but she saw it now?
I said throw these in the kitchen. I didn't mean it literally.
If only she did it earlier.
I'm not going anywhere until you take care of this mess.
This is the 4th time Phineas and Ferb cleaned up on purpose, as they did it previously 3 times. Lawn Gnome Party Beach of Terror, Jerk the Soil, and It's Mud World.
I just felt a disturbance in the cup-stacking universe.
That's a reference to Star Wars, and also this is the 8th time Doofenshmirtz doesn't fight Perry.
Hey, Mom, we built a fort.
It's wonderful.
We do.
First episode of the breakdown in this video, let's get on to it. I'm gonna give a plot of 3. I really like the introduction of Thunderous and Thor, as it is their only appearance, as they all seem to be jerks, but they are as good as Phineas and Ferb, but not better as them, as we see them be competitive with them, building a fort as Phineas and Ferb triumph at the end, seeing how well thought they are with the plan. I really like Doofenshmirtz part more because we learn about the backstory about Kit Ball, and it's another tragic backstory that he trying to win a appeal with his mother. And where is the father? And he probably still in Drisselstein. Maybe he doesn't care about it, but I really feel sorry for Doofenshmirtz as Mayor Rogers beats him time and time again, which is so sad and annoying. And I really feel sorry for Doof as he tried to press other things, but it never works. Overall, it's still a very good episode. The characterization will get 5. There are a lot of people in this episode are on character, as well as Doof, who's not doing evil, but it's nice to see him becoming what he is in this episode, as he explained his backstory to Perry, as he doesn't try and fight him or anything. Perry's just trying to help him, as he does feel his pain otherwise, and he feels sorry for him once he lost the kickball again to Roger. I really like Phineas and Ferb, even though they're jerks. That's what they are, as well as Mandy. She doesn't appear again until season 3, and we do get to see. I really like the interacts between Tang, Candace, and Mandy, as they are relatable to each other, which is very cool. Overall, other characters like Isabella, she does appear, but not as much. She does help him build a fort, and Phineas and Ferb, they're pretty standard. The visuals are full. There are a lot of movement in the characters, as well as Isabella's expression when she said, "Oh no, he didn't." That's one of my favorites. I really like how Phineas and Ferb's fort, as it has a lot of detail and a lot of things inside of it, like a lot of things. As Doofenshmirtz really used the Inator for the kickball as he failed. Overall, there are a lot of stunning visuals, which is still great, but not quite as the other episode where Phineas and Ferb goes to use it a lot more of the inventions, as they didn't. But they did build, however, which is okay. Importance, a 3, because Doofenshmirtz's flashback plays a big part of this, and that is a continuation throughout the rest of the season, and we don't get to see Phineas and Ferb again, as I wish we get to see them more, like get revenge on Phineas and Ferb to try to compete and get better. Overall, that's still enough for me. And for the entertainment is a 5. That leaves off with a 20 out of 25. It makes a very good start to this video so far, and I'm looking forward to breaking down more episodes in this video so far. And season 2, however, continues to hit the mark as it was, but we're gonna look forward to more episodes. Let's move on to the next one. This episode is going to be a short breakdown, and it's called The Plane, written by Joe Aratea and Mike Roth, premiered on June the 15th, 2009 on Disney XD. Phineas and Ferb set out to build a bigger plane than Howard Hughes' wooden Sparse Goose. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is doing his part to be green by using recycled materials to build an Inator to dry out all the pools in the tri-state area. Meanwhile, Candace and Stacy attend Jeremy's pool party only to discover an Australian girl capturing Jeremy's attention.
Still holds the record for being the largest plane ever built.
Focusing on an episode on planes, sure. Phineas and Ferb's plan is to make a bigger plane than Howard Hughes' plane, Spice Goose, which is back in the 1940s. Phineas and Ferb make a plane with paper mache covered in it, which is very, very cool.
And funny! And funny! You know, cause the funnies.
Which is a reference to Dan Provenance comic strip called Life is a Fish, following the secret life of a goldfish.
The spruce goose's wingspan is 319 feet 11 inches.
And the paper pelican's wingspan is
320 feet even!
Eat your heart out, Howard Hughes.
While Phineas and Ferb make a bigger plane with paper mache, which is very cool. How does Phineas and Ferb fly a plane without having a pilot license? It doesn't really bother me, but that was the question I need to ask. The song is called Big Ginormous Plane, which is a reference to this giant plane that the kids made.
Do not panic. As you can see, the paper pelican is dissolving in water because it is, after all, made of paper mache.
Which is the reason why they made it out of paper mache, because if they made a real plane, they could have been crushed, which is very smart for them. Plot refocused on Candace and Stacy going to Jeremy's pool as they confronted Nicolette, who's hanging around with Jeremy.
How you thought Jeremy was with a girl and she wasn't even a she? And then you ended up on that snowboard all crazy and out of control?
Which is a reference to Swinter. Very nice callback right there. Doofus and Inator got rid of the pool as Jeremy and his friends go skating in the pool, as Candace fall into action of it. As Phineas and Ferb's big plane causes Candace to not see as they crash, injuring themselves. Candace and Jeremy have injuries after they hurt themselves, but however, it does work out very well in the end, as it turned out to be Jeremy's cousin.
Stealing bottles from recycling bins, and nothing good can come from that. Unless, of course, he's recycling, in which case, nothing but good could come from that.
Perry finds out that Doofus is creating an evaporator nail to get rid of pools, as his mom couldn't let him go in pools.
When I was a young boy, my mother would never let me swim in public pools.
No.
That's it. You know, not every backstory has to have some big, in-depth spiel, Mr. High Expectations.
As later on in Split Personality, he does actually try and do a high dive in the big swimming pool, which he failed to do. As Perry is through and tries to defeat the evaporator, Phineas and Ferb's plane covers the sun to make sure that the evaporator doesn't power up, as it doesn't have a self-destruct button, but it does have few falls once again as Perry defeats him as usual. The plot was not bad, but not great either. It has some very good things to cover up with concepts like Doofus and the evaporator, but it didn't go as planned at the end, as well as Candace meeting up with Jeremy, as it did work out well in the end, as it did come to a rough start until the middle part when she was skating, which impressed Jeremy. As plot A focused on Phineas and Ferb going on a plane, as there are a lot of things that played into the episode, which is very good. The characterization has a lot of things going for it, but it's not spectacular as the previous episode, but it's still good enough. Jeremy is the same, Candace is the same, Buford acts like the same, even though he does appreciate the chicken, which we're going to get to that later. As Doof we learn about his flashback, it didn't go anywhere in this episode as much. Overall, it is very, very well done again. The visuals is very, very good. It has a lot of things like the paper mache, the character backgrounds, the characters moving, the plane moving, the evaporator, and a lot of things. It is very, very good. The importance has few things, but not as much as we can say, except Jeremy and Candace's scenes in the end, and also few scenes in this episode, and also that iconic meme.
Sir, try our deluxe peanut chicken. Our motto is, so peanutty, you will not even taste the chicken.
So peanutty, you won't even taste the chicken.
Without that meme, it would have been a lower than that, but overall it saved it. Even though it's less important than the other episodes, it's still very entertainment, like in the rest of the episodes of season 2 so far. It's still a very good episode, but not as higher than the previous episode of Thunderous and Thor. Overall, it's still entertaining and still fun, and it has a lot of enjoyable things that going through in season 2 so far.
You better have some decent grub on this bucket.
You will be most gratified, as long as you find insignificant bags of peanuts gratifying. Welcome to Wedgieville. Population...
The third episode that I'm going to break down in this video is called Let's Take a Quiz, written by Joe Aratira and Mike Roth. When Candace learns of that Jeremy will star in the TV commercial, she worries that he will forget about her. So as Phineas and Ferb produce their own TV game show, Candace uses the opportunity to get herself on the airwaves. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofus tries to erase infomercials in the tri-state area.
About Jeremy! He's on a TV
From Christina, who heard it from Jenny, who heard it from Jesse, who heard it from you!
It's nice to see that Candace's friends gets mentioned, like Jenny, who we know she appears a lot, many times in Phineas and Ferb, but Christina and Jessie doesn't appear at all, and I checked on Wikipedia and I can't find some information, so let's hopefully in season 5 they brought it up again.
Ew, how should I know? I don't know anything about celebrity relationships.
Well, there are plenty of relationships by celebrities when they go on a date.
Yes, you're right. Getting on TV might be kind of difficult. Insignificant little Phineas and Ferb! Phineas and Ferb! Phineas and Ferb!
She is excited about something.
Hey, Candace, what you doing?
Freaking out, what are you guys doing?
Broadcasting patches. We're gonna do a game show. Thousand gift for the contestants.
Broadcasted all over the tri-state area.
Phineas and Ferb built a big communicator over satellite dish or whatever to make sure that everyone in the tri-state area can hear, which will get everyone's attention.
Okay, one of you get off the stage.
Whoa, that was quick.
Hey, where's Perry?
They did that many times in many episodes, that Perry finds an entrance and they make it very clear, which I like.
I made a bet and, well, I lost.
Dozens of delivery trucks have been...
That's what I do all the time.
Get to the bottom of it!
This actually wasn't part of the bet.
There is some great gimmicks and jokes in Phineas and Ferb, but this is one of them, and that is pretty underrated too.
Hey, man, my face is my fortune.
Jeremy is getting huger by the minute. I know because Megan's blogs.
Megan has been mentioned. I think it could be Jeremy's friend or just a vlogger. I know what I mean, but again, she doesn't get to see on screen.
Today,
We're your only contestants, Dillweed.
challenges are a little rigorous, but the rewards are inconsequential. So if things get too rough out there, you can drop out anytime you want.
In, I'm in.
Makeup!
Wow, she is covered by whole makeup.
I bought it from the TV.
Perry's like not impressed with his traps.
Hey, too. Oh, I see you've taken notice of all the infomercial products. Started with the fruit dehydrators. Sign here, please.
That's Dan Prover, voicing the delivery guy.
Commercials are taking time away from my evil. Wanted infomercials. How do you get rid of them? Inator, I will target TV towers and melt and render them into the basic components in infomercials. And how much would I pay for this? Nothing, it's free. More, that's about it.
I like how the head opens and closes like that, which is cool. While the letters transition, you can see the boy's head is still there as you can see the book transition, which is pretty neat.
Let's take a quiz.
The songs are standing in the book. The only songwriters are by Danny Jacob, Martin Olsen, and Dan Provermeyer.
Above the best that there is. It's something scary. Let's take a quiz.
I really like the transition here. As the cue goes away, you see Candace and Buford. As people cheering in Davy, you can see motion blur zooming around the people. I think this is the first time I mentioned motion blur, as you see that many other cartoons, there is a lot of motion blur on it. But this one here, pretty decent, but very noticeable as it zoom out for the quiz question of Candace versus Buford.
She's allergic to parsnips and dairy.
That's another great continuity here. It was mentioned in Jerk the Soil as well.
Hi.
The background people in the tri-state area for this are very noticeable. You see the woman with the green dress, the woman with the pink dress as well. They're very noticeable. We've seen them in before a couple of times.
Off spot for goldfish.
Nice to mention Buford's goldfish, aka Biff, who was kidnapped in Voyage of the Bottom of Buford, but he was rescued. Buford does not give a fuck.
Let's take a quiz. Quizzed off round. We'll keep track of the points.
Bunions!
Oh, I'm 5 point penalty.
Buford went way too early there.
Must be phrased in the form of an answer.
Nonchalant!
I have to use Google, and nonchalant means relaxed and calm, either because they do not care about something or because they are not worried about something, which I know about now.
Linoleum!
Ersatz.
Pencil!
Nice job.
We're just standing there. I don't know what they're talking about.
45 points for Candace.
To be honest, that was on purpose. Laminate means overlay with a layer of plastic or some other protective material. That's another new word that I learned today, which is very, very cool. Another word that I don't know is dolomite, wherever it is, which is containing of iron, which, for science, I mean.
Trowfaz? That's right, Trowfaz!
Trowfaz is the original name of the Jetsons doll Astro by his original owner J.P. Got Rockets, which is strange.
Ooh, bonus!
That has to be obvious, right?
Almost universally hated by destroying them. Yes, the easy automatic trap escaper.
That's not an Inator, so it doesn't count.
It's the Swapatron Smash-O-Matic!
That was a very surprising move.
Exquisite accuracy! Eyes are 2100 hamburger patty air cannon! Eat patty!
Put Craddy in there and it's Craddy Paddies. Bolshevik. I remember that quote was also said in Madagascar 3.
That's Bolshevik.
Bolshevik also means a member of a faction of the Russian Social Democrat, which seized power in the October Revolution of 1917.
Procrastination.
Scrumptious.
Swag me backwards.
Judges?
What is Ferb wearing with that dress?
Physical challenge.
Wow.
Ferb changed costume again, and that has to be on purpose. No way Candace is trying that hard.
Really on fire, am I?
No, you're good.
Did I find you? Well, it was easy with my Platypositioner Satellite Global Platypus Locator.
I don't remember him using it again, but it should come good and handy many times.
Do you want the minus 2,000 points, or do you want another physical challenge?
Dude, it's so cool.
In Jeremy's room again, and also Coltrane.
Whoa, she's like a TV star.
And one setting because of its painfully awesome suction.
That's what happens when you're near the vacuum. It hurts your face. The Shrinkinator. It appears once again since Duck Bill made me fat.
Shrinkinator.
Don't worry, he will still forget as he always does.
So, what is...
Teddy bear stuffing! Candace, be a star! Be a star, come on!
The Shrinkaray shoots Phineas's microphone as it shrinks, and he gets covered in that dark, different type of green aura. Luckily, if Phineas didn't have that microphone in his hand, he would have shrunk.
A programmatic hamburger flipper!
You could have had a bigger spatula.
Curse you! Shrunken, but I'm freakishly shrunk. As you bury the blood.
He got owned by his own hand. Wow.
Set instantaneously miniaturized itself.
Suppose we could call that the home version.
There you are, Perry.
I'm so busting you guys!
This is another curse frame right there. A front face Candace.
The whole new level now.
What about your commercial?
It's a tri-state area flip-flop store.
I like your branch.
Seen me covered in pie.
Well, Candace did get covered in pie a lot while Jeremy see her on TV. Right, the ratings. The plot will be a 2. Again, it's not bad, but it's not spectacular either. It's just another simple plot of the Phineas and Ferb formula, where they were building something for a game show for Candace and Buford to compete. And Candace really tried to make sure that she wants to become a star to impress Jeremy, even though Jeremy is already impressed with Candace with everything that she's done. Also, I really like Perry and Doofusmerce with the idea of using different things of infomercials to use different abilities to fight each other, which is very creative, as well as Doofusmerce getting done by a Shrinkinator, which is funny. Characterization will get a 4. Again, everyone in this episode was very decent and very well thought, and they're very consistent as well, including Perry and Doof, as well as Candace and Phineas. No issues there. Visuals will get a 4. Again, there are some good things in this episode, like the quiz setup show, Doofus, Mert, and Perry find with different items, with the shrinking ray as well. Again, there are a lot of good things happening there. Importance gets a 2 because it's remembering the fandom, and also a plotline between Jeremy and Candace, and with Doof and Perry as well, as long as mentioning previous things like Biff and Candace allergic to parsnips, but that's not much, but it's nice to bring it up. But you can skip the episode if you wanted to. Entertainment wise, 5. That leaves off with a 17 out of 25. One less than the previous one, which is starting to fall off a bit, but again, it's still very good episodes, but there are plenty more to come. Move on to the next one. The 4th episode that I'm going to break down, and it will be a short one, called At the Car Wash, written by Michael Diedrich and Perry Zobolas. Phineas and Ferb help Isabella at the Fireside Girls by building an automatic car wash to help with fundraising to save the Starnose Mall. Meanwhile, Stacy advises Candace to play hard to get with Jeremy. Elsewhere, Dr. Doofus tries to make a mountain out of the molehill.
We'll build the best dang car wash in the whole dang world. Dang it.
This episode is for Phineas and Ferb to build a car wash to fundraise for Starnose Mall for the Fireside Girls.
Then we tried cat sitting, even a lemonade stand, but nothing worked.
The lemonade stand gets mentioned in this episode before it was made. And it is big as usual as they create a bigger car wash to raise funds for the money.
Hot rod looks have gone downhill. We'll put a smile right.
The song is called Fantastic Fabulous Car Wash, written by Danny Jacob and the rest of the crew. Phineas and Ferb making a car wash, and the way they make it is very entertaining and fun, making another formula for themselves. Plot B focusing on Candace playing hard to get with Jeremy.
Jeremy's asked me out for a ride in a car. Wow, that's so grown up. But you gotta be strong. Remember, hard to get.
And when Candace was screaming at the phone at him, his hair looks like, which is a reference to Dragon Ball, and also rest in peace to the creator. And Candace looks like Princess Leia from Star Wars, which is another reference. Even though she tries to bust her brothers, she ends up having a fun time with Jeremy, as always, like in every episode.
I don't know what that was, but let's do it again.
Plot C focuses on Doofus making a mountain out of the molehill on Inator, which is a reference to something. Which is a reference for Udon, referring to overreacting historic behaviour.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Well,
By a small little sphere of compressed nitrogen molecules, which I will then drop into the earth, and it will make all these tiny little molehill molecules grow and grow into enormous...
And to do it in the whole tri-state area to make it even more chaotic.
Kids' website.
And he succeeded for the most part by putting the energy glow thing down there to create waves of making the mountain out of the molehill, many of them. The way Doofus got blasted is funny to me. Despite that, and he took another L yet again. The episode is very simple once again, but overall the plot was very good with high action, eye entertainment and fun gimmicks that you can look forward to. Just like the previous episode, everyone was very consistent, including Doofus, who kind of have a problem with his flashback with his mountain out the molehill, which is very understandable, and everyone did a very good job. The visuals once again is stunning with all the animation, including the car war, mountain out the molehill, and the mold design, which is very, very good and complex. Importance is a bit step up from the previous episode, as there are plot lines like the Jeremy Doofus Merch's flashback with his parents and plenty more with the fandom, but it's still not important as other episodes with but it's still good enough to hold your interest. Also reference to the continuity wise.
Hey, check it out, an egg. Not here.
Try not to blow a hole through the Earth's core or we'll
which is a reference to Phineas and Ferbs that caused. It's always entertaining as it is, with every episode being fun and entertainable with every formula, format and everything. The episode is a straight banger, has a lot of quality wise and stunning animation, and the pacing was very good. So I highly recommend watching this episode as it is very, very good.
I think he can take care of himself.
Another episode that we're going to break down is called Oh, There You Are, Perry, written by Aliki Theophilopoulos and Anton Goulbard. Premiered on July the 11th, 2009. Despite Perry not blowing his cover, he has been relocated to another place to fight a new villain called the Regurgitator. Doofus found out about this as he's trying to stop him to make sure that he becomes a nemesis of Perry the Platypus once again. Phineas and Ferb wake up this morning to find out Perry the Platypus is missing from his bedroom and he's nowhere to be seen, while Candace felt responsible as she goes to look for Perry the Platypus across the tri-state area. He prefers to sleep in Ferb's bed. Cold red. Looks like Major Monogram is calling him for a meeting or something.
You! Want to make a mess of things!
Perry is mimicking Candace.
Good morning, Agent P.
Major Monogram says good morning, so that means it's after 12 o'clock. So Phineas and Ferb are long asleep.
His name, the Regurgitator.
The Regurgitator. We'll look on more on him once he appears.
Back up.
That's not funny, Carl. It was a pity laugh. Minor threat status, and we've just assigned Agent S to his case.
This is the first appearance of Sergey the Snail, who we don't get to see him again until season 3, when he fights Doofus while Perry was with Phineas and Ferb, spending time together.
New family in the Quad State area.
This is bullshit. Perry the Platypus hasn't revealed his secret cover to Phineas and Ferb, his owners, yet, until the second dimension, of course, and he still gets relocated. That doesn't make sense to me, but oh well.
Morning, Candace.
What's so great about it? Think you could argue with someone at, say, 3:38 a.m. Got his feelings hurt and related.
Pussies are supposed to stay inside at night.
I don't know, but Platypus stay in the riverbanks.
Oh, there you are, Perry! And
Say there's something happened to him.
Poor Perry, man, but I respect him for keeping his secret identity safe.
Another gift basket?
This is the second time that Doofus got a gift basket. Was it the episode of when Buford lost his pet, Biff?
Oh, a gift for me? Oh, how sweet of you. And evil behavior. You have been downgraded to a minor. Would it appear for a minor threat?
And that concludes that Perry the Platypus sent him a basket gift for the second time.
World's most evil villain. Wait, who does this upstart think he is?
Danville, this'll bring him home. Wow, I didn't know there were so many platypuses in Danville.
Wait until you see Candace cheer up when Doofus created clones of Perry the Platypus.
What a dump! Named Mr. the Regurgitator.
That iconic song once again. I like how the background of Regurgitator's layer design. Look at the cylinders, the wings. I love the way it lays out. Very good stuff right there from the background animators.
Do not push.
Motherfucker.
All this technology? A giant vacuum tube? Hello.
I am the Regurgitator!
I really like how the lightning effect when he said the Regurgitator. That is awesome. He is also voiced by Clancy Brown, who's going to voice another in the show after voicing the drill instructor, and he will voice more in the future.
Heinz Doofenshmirtz. Ta-da!
You're that disturbed lunatic from Danville. Yes, and you've heard of me!
You've already captured Perry the Platypus. My, you do work fast.
Looks like Doofus is proud of him.
For a 3-year internship.
I am not here to apply for an internship.
Start by making a fresh pot of coffee.
Perry's is more of a tangerine.
They're trying to find their version of Perry, but it doesn't work, as we see, but at least they're trying to find him.
Toonie. Whoa, that one smells like meatloaf.
Foreshadowing in season 3 in later episodes.
Get over here. You have a pet beaver?
You have a pet platypus.
Touché.
Poor Candace. At least she's feeling remorse for what she done to him early on, but it's not her fault.
Too French. That one's just a duck with a beaver tail taped up. Perry just loves music.
This was the first time we get to see young Perry and young Phineas, as he wears a different outfit for a younger version of him when he calls him Bartholomew in the second dimension.
Perry the Platypus, this is a great job, and I even had time to do this. See, best ball. Where are you gonna be in 3 months, huh?
I'll take care of him right now!
I know people will say that is overdoing it with the lightning when he says it, but I found it pretty cool.
Nemesis, and you can't get rid of him now. Where's the fun of that plan to him?
Even if Doofus wants to defeat Perry and win, but you can't lie, they have a great friendship between the two, even though Doofus is a bit evil, but not all the time.
Earl is my nemesis! This thing doesn't always work. My nemesis!
I'm gonna have to tell the boys. Oh, there they are.
She thinks this is Phineas and Ferb in the silhouette, but it's not the case.
Hey.
Marty the Rabbit Boy in his musical blender?
We haven't seen him since Flop Stars. That's the second time in this episode they mentioned Gitchy Gitchy Goo. This is in a deserted place, so that means that they could be in a different place in the United States other than Danf, and they're also in the Coast State area.
I'm Heinz Doofenshmirtz, and he should be bowing down to me! Let's get things straight!
What?
Okay.
Doofus has so much confidence, then he realized the regurgitator is just too powerful. His face is like, dude, go face him like a man.
I've done everything for you. Well, I invented these rocket shoes just so you can reach.
I like the design of the rocket shoe, very simple.
Putting the self-destruct button that you...
You can't have a Doofus episode without a self-destruct button.
What? Why is it counting down?
Platypus's cage?
To be honest, Doofus is actually doing this on purpose to fuck with the regurgitator.
Push my button for the last time, you disturbed lunatic!
Nice work, Perry. And Doofus as well.
Louis Seamus, we did it!
That's actually a reference to Dora the Explorer. And also, Dan Provermire's daughter is a fan of that show.
As a matter of fact, he just landed in our prison.
And that is the only time we see the regurg. The next time we see them was a cameo from Phineas and Ferb Roller Coaster, the musical, with Kevin Destructon.
Schmertz is once again your nemesis.
You guys do it right!
And the tri-state area should be able to hear us. Perry, you know you are a boy's best friend.
The song is called Come Home Perry, and it's voted as the 9th best song in the Kelly Osbourne musical clips, which is by far, to me, once we get to this episode, you see how deplorable this episode is, in my opinion. And it's also nominated as an Emmy Award, which...
Like a tree from a...
Oh, there's Isabella. She hasn't appeared in this episode until now. So has Buford and Baljeet.
Oh, Perry, you're extra...
Nice to see Isabella playing the guitar.
The color of a blueberry.
Oh, Jeremy is here too. I'm surprised that Candace doesn't mention him.
Perry, come home.
Oh, Perry. I think it's kind of scary. Change my name to Larry.
I forgot, this song is similar to Gary Come Home from SpongeBob. There's that bullpit kid in the background again. There's many background characters that are recognizable. 4 lines from that Doofus's flashback. Then you see the girl from who was Doofus's girlfriend, that, and Sally as well, and also the rapper guy from Squirrels in My Pants.
Perry, come home. There you are, Perry.
This As you can see, everyone's hugging Perry. But look closer to Isabella hugging Phineas. To any Finabella fans, I got your back.
Good job, Larry.
Welcome home.
As much as simple as the plot is, I'm gonna give it a 2. I really like the idea of the story. It is very well set up. Again, it's very simple. I like, except the fact that it's changed differently between Doofusmelt and Perry. Doofusmelt didn't need to fight Perry. He needs to help him to stop the Regurgitator, who was once his nemesis, to become a minor threat. And we don't see him again, which is kind of a shame, but overall the episode was good, as well as the song at the end as well. Phineas got Perry back, and it is very well set up. Characterization gets a 4. Everyone's consistent in this episode. Phineas and Ferb trying to search for Perry, which they didn't do inventions in this episode, which is kind of different. I really like how Candace feel upset that she's the reason why Perry's gone, which is not her fault, which kind of plays her character in the future in Candace Against the Universe and other episodes. And Doofusmelt and Perry, just as usual, fun as dynamic, as well as the Regurgitator as well. All of them, they're done very consistently. Visuals gets a 4. Everyone did a very good job. I really like the Regurgitator's layer, the character design and all of that, along with Perry Come Home song, the way it's set up, very well done. Everything else is very good standard right there. Importance gets a 3 because it's centered around another Perry the Platypus episode of his secret identity, another of the segue and path of Phineas and Ferb, the second dimension, to come out very soon. Entertainment, do I really need to say it at this point? The score is 18 out of 25, not a bad score as your usual standard Phineas and Ferb. So right there, let's move on to the next one. The 18th episode that I'm going to break down in a short review called Swiss Family Phineas, written by Sean Cohen and Chong Lee, on 11 July 2009. Phineas, Ferb, Candace and Isabella have been taken a tour by Lawrence and Linda Flynn Fletcher on a boat called the Slope until the shipwreck of the storm, causing them to stranding on the island until Lawrence can fix the slope. Meanwhile, Balji is looking after Perry to make sure he doesn't get lost, while Major Monogram sees that and sends Carl to make sure that Perry goes on the mission to find Doof, who's planning for a laundry.
Whoa, this doesn't look too good at all. Kids, don't come up here, it's far too dangerous.
This episode is based around the title, The Swiss Family Robinson. Another Flynn family Fletcher with Isabella going on another adventure with the boat. Or actually...
It's not actually called a boat, darling, it's called a sloop.
While Lawrence trying to give a tour in around the slope until the storm hits.
We're heading towards that whirlpool!
Keep facing me, my darling!
The storm hits the slope while they're stranded on the island.
And name them Xavier and Amanda!
Ferb, Isabella and Phineas build a tree house for the island to make sure they are safe until the ship slope fixes. And also there's a reference to the theme song that is part in.
You're giving a monkey a shower?
Yep, had to be done.
While Ferb being naked for the second time since Forever, our summer episode.
You could have made a gigantic slingshot and shot us back to the mainland.
Which Phineas took a note which comes full cycle in Summer Belongs to You.
Watching Perry the Platypus. I promise to not take my eyes off of him all day.
Also, this is the second episode in a row that Major Monotran tries to contact Perry the Platypus during a difficult situation.
There's a better view of the situation.
I'm gonna hug you and squeeze you and never let you go.
While Major Monogram sent Carl to go undercover so that Perry can go on a mission.
Carl, he knows what all those buttons do.
The song called Carl the Intern, which we get to see in the end credits, which he has succeeded, allowing Perry the Platypus to find Doofusmelt, where the same island where the Flynn Fletcher family and Isabella are stuck, which is pretty ironic, right?
You remember a few schemes ago when I couldn't figure out what big laundry meant?
And that was a callback to season 2 of Phineas and Ferb, which is very nice. I really like how the continuity gets mentioned, even though it's underrated.
Volcano on this deserted island because I can always free monkey labor. I control them all with my monkey and slave labor helmets.
While Doofus's plan foiled by Perry the Platypus again, with the monkeys being free control from the slave Inator, and also the bubbles with a lot of salt from the washing machine, while the big wave of the bubbles pushed the slope out of the rocks, with the Finfetcher family and Isabella going back to Danville for after a long day being on the island. Just like the previous episode, it's very simple-minded, but it's very good at the same time, as well as the Doofus episode, which I will slim it down a bit because it didn't have as much time as it focused on Baljeet and Buford looking after them, which eat up time, but it still doesn't affect the episode, as it's still very good in its own way. As much of the characterization is very simple, very consistent, as everyone's on, as well as Buford and Baljeet, with Isabella being there. I really like how Lawrence helped Linda to fix the slope, whilst Phineas, Ferb and Isabella build a treehouse. Really like the dynamic between all of them. The visuals will get as higher as the previous episode. There are a lot of things there, like the laundry, the treehouse, the slope design, the Carl's ice cream shop. There's a lot of things that keeps you interested and it's very good. Importance is the same as the previous episode. There are a lot of things that will keep your attention, like the slingshot, which was used in Summer Belongs to You, and the references, and also plenty of more. While Phineas and Ferb's entertainment always hits its stride. I highly recommend you to go watch it again in your own spare time if you want to, but overall, for references and everything that is you missed out. But overall, the episode, just like the previous episodes, are very good and very consistent. This is updated for the counter in this episode. The 90th episode of season 2 of Phineas and Ferb that I'm going to break down is Hide and Seek, written by Kim Robertson and Kaz on July the 18th, 2009. Danville is raining while the kids cannot go outside. Phineas and Ferb had an idea to shrink themselves along with Isabella, Buford, Baljeet and the new kid, Evian, to play games to have fun, called Hide and Seek. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofus attached a nanobot to Perry in an attempt to discover where he lives.
Vivian's house for a few hours.
Just like Fast and Phineas, Linda's hanging out with Vivian, Isabella's mom.
What kind of fun can we have when it's raining?
We could talk about our feelings.
Ha!
How do you feel now?
In pain?
With hide and seek.
Who said that?
I did.
And this is the first introduction of Irian. He's a fan of Phineas and Ferb, and he's also voiced by Jack McBrayer. He did 2 iconic voice acting on Disney, by the way. Fix It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph.
Wait, no, I'm not. What do you have to say for yourself?
And Wanda Over Yonder.
Look at you in your little hat! You are so cute, I can't stand it! Irving, I'm your biggest fan of your adventures. This is the time you built that roller coaster, and this is the time you built those chariots, and this is when you had that soup.
That's what I like about Phineas and Ferb, the continuity. I like when it's called back when it's needed. Good stuff from Dan Proverman and Swampy Marsh.
Perhaps the problem is not that the house is too small, but that we're too big.
I used the technology from our submarine adventure.
Journey of the Center, another great callback right there.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Perry thing?
What?
You know. When you say, where's Perry?
He actually says, where's Perry 8 times as I check in Wikipedia quote, which is a lot, consider how much Evian is a fan of Phineas and Ferb.
Perry, where is Perry? Wherefore art thou, Perry?
Good morning, Agent P.
This episode takes place before 12.
Monogram, are you home? If you're home, please pick it up, Hello?
There are a lot of good jokes in Phineas and Ferb, but this one up there is one of my favourites. The way Doofus act like on the phone calling Major Monogram. That is funny.
Stop me! Wait, Did I hear a beep? I think your machine cut me off before, so what I say message on your cell phone just...
It happened to me in real life, receiving these phone calls like that. Does this ever happen to you? Leave it in the comments down below.
Gene.
You see the shrink array cause a ripple effect as they go smaller and smaller to the side. They have just like Journey in the center of the canvas.
Table is huge!
Look at this pencil!
Whoa, don't give John Wick ideas.
A picture of me next to this dust bunny.
Since when did a dust bunny become a dust?
You're small, every sink is a swimming pool.
The song is called When You're Small, performed by Danny Jacob, the composer of Phineas and Ferb. Also, the songwriters are Dan Provermeyer and Martin Olson, which they have done a lot of songwriting songs in this show, and this isn't the last time we're going to see one.
When you're the only one who...
They are jumping in a cheese which is bouncy. Buford's using a cone to put Bouchy in jail. Phineas and his friends are rewatching the run of the Teleporter episode, which was also in Does Duck Bill Make Me Fat? Phineas is also wearing a yellow jacket, just like his mom, Linda Flynn Fletcher, does. While the scientist looks at a small Phineas and his friends with guitar, drums, and everything in there, which is amazing.
Recyclable trash in the regular trash bin. They will call me Ellen Greenland.
He put a nanobot on him to make sure that Perry the Platypus goes back to his house for the spider bot so he can find his address.
It's Candace. Hey, Candace is it. Everybody hop.
And I have some weird metal contraption in the living room. Do something! Yes, I am! I'm okay!
Just have to wing it.
There's no winging. There's no winging in the book. Oh, how heroes fall.
There are a lot of times that Phineas and Ferb winging it. And have you been watching a lot of episodes lately in the show?
The conditioner up there cold. So cold.
Activate bug eyeball.
Even it's a bot, I'm still going to count that as an Inator because it's part of Doofusworks' scheme. I really like how the nanobot forms as its legs spreading up with all the things that Doofusworks built to turn it into a spider bot with red dot eyes. Very good design right there.
Where's the front door so I can see the number? Doorbell and run away!
And do you know this is also Linda Flynn Fletcher's house, which he used to go on a date, but we'll get there. The rain disappears as it fades with the clouds as the rain is gone, which is odd.
Show you something!
As long as she doesn't mess around with it, she will be successful on busting her brothers. But she does something stupid here.
I shrunk!
Of course she messes up. There are times that Phineas and Ferb are close to being busted. It's because of Doofusworks and Nate. That's not the case. Sometimes it's either Phineas and Ferb themselves put it away, or it's either Candace's stupidity. That's what I thought.
I could have sworn I heard someone...
Garcia Shapiro! It's me, Candace!
Oh, that is some one big caterpillar while Candace is shrunk. And there is a butterfly. Once they become a small caterpillar, they become butterflies.
What? Some kiddie TV show?
And that's the first time Doofus sees Phineas and Ferb and his friends. And he doesn't see them again until the second dimension, or when Isabella and the Fireside Girls bring treats towards his door.
There's nothing in the book!
Nice save from Phineas. He is very smart. The soundtrack sounds similar to Pirates of the Caribbean. He's a pirate.
Come on, fanboy! You want to live forever?
That's also a reference to Starship Troopers. Look at them all working as a team together. Very good. Isabella comes clutch once again, as we get to see more, including the next Veep episode in season 3. As a raindrop, you can see Candace's head is big as she's soaking wet water right now. Hey, it's Pinky the Chihuahua.
Ferb, you're a genius.
Sort myself.
Don't tell him.
Oh, disgusting. When I first watched it, I was thinking, oh, imagine being inside of the fly and got a slime. That's got to be dirty. And also, the theme song that Balchi came out of the fly, of the dead fly, is actually the same theme for the regurgitator in 2 episodes ago.
No, down, bad dog. Where are your manners? Thank goodness.
That's a weird transition. It flips to the next scene.
To survive, okay?
It's that ripple effect, but it turns them back to normal.
Yeah, Mom. You guys are so busted. Mom!
Candace, you should have brought the small sugar, but again, she could mess it up again, so I don't blame her.
What?
Work! All right, Perry the platform.
He's like, Doofus works here. I better destroy it and go back to sleep. Typical Perry. I love it.
Come on, come on!
Okay, Cam.
Candace better be careful. She's letting Linda spill the coffee while dragging her. Just like Where's Perry, it explodes and it disappears. Interesting.
Teenagers.
Oh, los jóvenes.
It means, the young people in Spanish.
Why do I feel so empty?
That's why I felt when I get bored. Gets a 3. Yeah, the episode is very well thought, and I really like the idea how they're gonna play while it's raining outside. So they make a shrinking ray so they can have fun while doing small things with small items. Doofus might put a nanobot on Perry to find his house, which it ended up fail while Phineas and the guy teamed up together to destroy it while it self-destructed the ray, preventing Candace's chance to bust her brothers again. Characterization will get a 5. Everyone is on point, including Ivian, who we get to see in the first time, and he's a fan of Phineas and Ferb, which continues to be reminded in the later episode when he appears. It's also nice to see Isabella's mom again, and to see her hanging on with Linda again, which is nice. The visuals gets a 4. Just like every previous episode, it keeps you in interest and it keeps your eyes open. Importance gets a 3, one of them being Ivian's first appearance. I like the idea of what would Phineas, Ferb and his friends will do while it's raining outside, which is a good concept. Entertainment gets a 5. Score is 20 out of 25. It's higher than the last episode, which keeps the consistency rolling for season 2. Let's move on to the next one. The 20th episode of season 2 is That Sinking Feed, written by Aliki Theophilopoulos and Anton Gilbard. On July the 18th, 2009. Baljeet goes to Phineas and Ferb's backyard for help to impress her friend from India, Misty. Meanwhile, Dr. Doofus has a plan to move the lighthouse away from Danville to the other city while he is losing sleep. Perry the Platypus goes to Doofus Mertz's Inquiry Incorporated to find out.
My, she's yar.
My goodness me, that ship is huge.
She's ship-shape in Bristol fashion. What does yar mean?
It means in the British English, agile, quick, and easily maneuvered.
Your help!
Ishti was visiting from India.
She is a girl! Oh, back in India, we used to have such a good time.
This sequence takes place in India 4 years ago with young Misty and young Baljeet.
No, me! 48 seconds ago, back in my home.
The Patels are here.
Hi, Baljeet.
Who Misty also is voiced by Tia Wen in Star Wars Rebels.
So after hiding in the bath...
I don't blame him at all. If you met a girl or something, I would get nervous too.
Not even know what girls like!
Like sugar and spice and everything nice?
Well said, Phineas.
We learned all about it in this movie we watched last night. Cruise over the ocean blue. I know what we're gonna do today. Hey, where's Perry?
You're gonna have to pick it up a little.
They actually play a drum and a guitar game, which is similar to Rock Band.
Hobby shops and, well, Carl's worried sick about contradicting me in front of the agents.
Baljeet, aren't you in the bathroom?
Baljeet's mom, Miss Patel, is voiced by Mira Shah.
It was a
Mother, please, May I just speak to Mishti? I already have plans for this upcoming afternoon. I've planned an all-inclusive luxury cruise around Danville Harbor.
I just wish Jeremy was more romantic.
Oh, the irony.
Romeo and Juliet romantic, but without all the dying.
Candace, make it quick.
I don't know why Candace is calling her mom while she's in the house.
Is this about a ship? Are you at the harbor?
Good guess, and she is right.
She probably doesn't know we're in the living room.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Why she didn't pick her arm up and tell her where they're going. But no.
My own little building here. Look, there it is.
Doofus must be spending a lot of hours trying to design his sculpture.
Real estate agent had already shown me hundreds of other places within my budget. Magnificent building with a view all the way to the ocean.
Now we learn the full lore on how he got the apartment.
I understand why all these ships were there.
I really like how the ships having different designs with the smoke having the same animation, that's the same effect.
Danville Lighthouse. It was attracting the ships like moths.
You better hope Verona Dempsey from Scooby-Doo doesn't do this.
All the way over here to the other side of town.
Now we get the full feel of the ship, and it's designed very well. I really like the layers of it. Very detailed.
Hey, Isabella, what you doing?
I remember Buford used that catchphrase in front of Isabella, and she elbowed him. When Phineas says it, it's fine, because Isabella has a crush on him, which is okay.
Repair Patches, what are you doing? Come on a romantic cruise with you?
Romance.
This is a reference to the Love Boat theme.
It floats back to you. Trees and it's not in you. It's on the wall in advance. Put on our boat of romance. Boat of romance.
The iconic reference. Do I need to say it?
Candace, if you're feeding the geese again, I hope you're not wearing a tube top.
She thinks so. Really funny.
Okay, let me try.
I would love one of these. That would be freaking cool.
Would you get off of me, Phineas? This is so romantic.
As much as the episodes center around Balji and Miss, it's good to see another of more Finabella.
You see what else I've...
She blushes. She knows she has a crush on him.
Yes.
That was the snippet that was used for a montage of At Your Age.
I guess I wasn't that alert.
Phineas!
Ferb, show the happy couple to their table.
Just for her to be disappointed yet again.
Cue music.
The marriage of Figaro, which is the theme.
Hey everyone, I'm wearing a diaper.
And that isn't the last time you're gonna see Buford wearing a diaper.
So, what did I miss?
So, do I know romance or what?
What?
Isabella is a simp, but I don't blame her for getting frustrated. And it happens time and time again once we get to the Sea of Love and Summer Belongs to You.
Baljit, I appreciate all this, but I just want to hang out. Not want to hear more music?
Bye to the other side of town. The ships will follow, and then I can finally get some sleep.
That is not a bad plan, but I'm not going to count that as an Inator because he didn't invent it. That was from the lighthouse. I really like how the lighthouse turns into a rocket as it builds up while the smoke comes out. I like how it shakes while it's building up for the rocket to go out of the sky, which is very, very interesting. Very well done animated right there.
Mechanism on it, but live and learn. Ape. What's that? Oh!
Another one of my favorite. He's like, come here, and he's like, punch him in the eye.
Aw, man, I worked all weekend on that. Appreciates all this hard work.
He won't.
You damn right, Vanessa.
I think it's time for you to go. I'll run back to Major Monogram and tell him you lost this one.
Man, with the awkward silence, Doofus doesn't say nothing, while Perry doesn't do anything, which is odd.
Did I mention how nice the weather is?
Orchestra, the pedals, the love song. The only other thing they did in that movie was sink the ship.
Yes, this is so Titanic.
That ought to do it. Romance or what?
Phineas, we're the life preserver!
There are many background characters are very recognizable. Sally, the Fireside Girls.
Well, that's the end of this diaper.
This screenshot right there, Phineas and Ferb talking about the light. Everyone is out of focus. I haven't heard that song since Bust Them. This is a weird thing to look at. As you can see, this is the first time we get to see Isabella's hair while wearing her normal outfit.
Then you would not mind if I went like this? No.
We should do it more often.
Yes, we
That was another snippet that was used for the montage of At Your Age on What Might Have Been.
should.
Hey, there you are, Perry.
Dated romance?
Yeah.
And did it work?
This is the only and last episode that Misty appeared. The next time she appeared, it was a cameo of Phineas and Ferb, Candace Against the Universe, and the Roller Coaster musical. The only time she gets mentioned was in At Your Age by Ginger.
Mishty.
For me?
I don't see why not.
I love having some kid's feet in my face as much as grab a slushy burger.
After hours.
Night sleep. So bad in the blood.
Gets a 2. Once again, this is just another simple episode, which is very well done, as we get to see Baljeet with Misty going on a love cruise together, and they're having a great time. And meanwhile, Doofusmert's trying to get rid of the lighthouse that distract. We also got to know how he first got the apartment, which is cheap. Characterization, as always, gets a 4. Everyone's on point as we get to see Isabella becoming frustrated, even though she is enjoying the cruise together with Phineas, which plays a part on At Your Age. And that is Misty's only appearance, as she appears in 2 cameo episodes, and she was mentioned by Ginger in At Your Age, as she was never seen ever again. The visual, surprisingly, I'll give it a 5. It has a lot of great designs of the lighthouse, the boat, the cruise ship, and a lot of things that is happening is very well done. Importance gets a 3. This is also a segue to At Your Age, and also this is Misty's only appearance, as she's not important, but we don't get to see her again, as always. Entertainment, you know what the score is. 19 out of 25, not a bad score. Let's move on to the next one. The 21 episode in season 2 of Phineas and Ferb is called The Baljeetles, written by Peter Pielso and John Colton Barry, and it's premiered on Disney XD on July the 25th, 2009. Phineas and Ferb help Baljeet at a summer rock camp. Meanwhile, after finding out that Stacy feels like a third wheel around her, Candace sets her up with Coltrane and the two start getting along. Elsewhere, Dr. Doofenshmirtz attempts to create a baby army.
Okay, what the heck is that sound?
As Ferb gets up, look at the eyes. Well, the animators forgot to layer that, which is an error.
I know what we're not gonna do today.
Front face Phineas.
Empty backyard? See you in a bit. Thanks. No, you get off the phone. Friend's concert.
Once again, Jeremy invites Candace for a concert, just like the best lazy day ever.
On a unicycle, I'll... Wait a minute, I just thought of something. Jeremy's never given me a nickname.
She's trying to put her in the third wheel.
And nothing else.
When a guy makes you his girlfriend, he comes up with a nick. Whatever happens, you know, naturally.
Naturally? Where is that coming from?
Baljeet's house.
And that is the second episode of the row we see Baljeet's house. And also, once again, this episode is going to center around Baljeet.
I wish I had some earplugs.
You got to get me one of those as well.
Did not hear you come in. No matter how hard I study, I just do not wrong. Say that terrible letter. Phineas, Ferb.
He doesn't use the P and the F like Phineas and Ferb, Ivius and Herb.
That was me. I call it the failway.
Had a rock?
Really?
Absolutely. Hey, I think the fail...
Right this way.
This is the rare times that we get to see Perry's layer being dark and not the lights on, which is very crazy.
Wait. You. Oh, wait. Come on!
I like how Major Monogram is just dramatic like a movie.
Oliver Town. One can only imagine what he's doing. Two can discuss it between themselves. More than two is, frankly, a waste of our resources.
Rock and roll isn't about books. It's about letting go and having fun.
And that's right. And you do it for the thrill of it.
When you're angry.
Math.
When you're sad.
Math.
Happy?
Math.
So every feeling you have makes you want to do math?
I wonder which maths is it. It could be pie chart, subtraction, plus, times table or something.
It's the Summer Rocks graduation concert. You like Coltrane.
Of course, Candace trying to put Stacy into a relationship to have a crush on Coltrane.
That's when a girl leaves a fake mustache at your house.
The gal. Gosh, what did you...
How you doing, Stacy? I'm Coltrane.
Coltrane's voiced by Colvin Blue, who you know for playing Chad in High School Musical with Ashley Tisdale, who voices Candace.
You're around.
Cool.
Hey, Coltrane and Stacy.
Like Candace at the times, Stacy is very confident and she gets along very well with Coltrane. The robot puts Perry in the crib, and he's wearing a diaper, which is funny.
New nanny, Inator. Evil story time. See, I wrote my new evil scheme in pop-up book form.
How did he write a book like that? Did he plan it or did he for an idea?
Watching a nature documentary.
I like how the pop-up book form laid out very well. Well done.
A mother's heartbeat continues to be a safe, calming beacon to a growing child.
We get more baby episodes soon, like Phineas and Ferb turns into babies, or another episode where Linda was carrying a baby and she was a big robot.
This is up until the early 30s. Sound of my own heartbeat across the city. Have a mighty baby army, and no one would fight back.
Unless you have a self-destruct button.
Plan in pop-up book form, and anyway, behold, the Bombominator.
Hell yeah, it's about using music to express your true feelings and emotions. Just play how you feel.
And we all know Phineas and Ferb does sing a lot in many episodes, and he gets it. And he's teaching Baljeet how to rock, which comes in the payoff at the end.
Feel like I want an A.
This is gonna be harder than we thought.
Player hands.
He did? What do you think he meant by that?
Possible endless riddles. This isn't the kind of guy who nicknames.
And you'll see that at the end, as Jeremy is fine with calling her Candace.
Oh, T-Bone. Hey, Clammo. What up, Sassy Miss K? Momo. Pinky. Later. Stay surreal.
Man, Candace is pissed at him for not calling him different names. Understandable, but come on. I like how Ferb opens the door and then he appears here, which is funny. Most importantly, becoming a rock star is you have to dress up like the spirit to become a rock star. Like guitars, going on tours and stuff, making albums and everything. That's what's set up to do. If you like your own music, what type of music do you listen? Let me know in the comments down below. The violin that Django plays is Smell Like Teens. Rest in peace, Nirvana. My favourite song from him is Something's in the Way from Batman.
Let your feelings out through the music.
Inator takes my pulse and transmits it to the Bombominator. My sleeve on my heart.
This is one another of Doofus Mertz's ridiculous plan, but some of them for the sake of comedy. There was one plot that I really give is that he made clones of platypuses like Larry in Candace Cheer Up, but we'll get to that later.
Thanks.
I just do not know how to rock. I know I'm going to get a bad grade.
Rocks. There are no grades. There's a free-floating curriculum to encourage kids to just rock out and have fun.
Without grades?
Here it comes. He's starting to feel it. He's starting to get into this band spirit.
I have got something to say.
The song is called Gimme a Grade, and this was also in the Walmart exclusive version for the Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension. I like how the smoke overlaps Baljeet and the other band members, which is very like rock in real life in tours.
So little discipline, judge me on a scale from A to O. Give me a grade.
I really like these things in the background, which is very cool. Like it's all doing the same layers while Phineas, Ferb, Buford and Baljeet doing their rock, and everyone's waving around the smoke, which is very nice. I really like how Baljeet's singing with another different in the background. They really put in a lot of detail in the music of this episode.
Change time! Change time!
I recognize that voice. Is that Wanda from Very Odd Parents, the voice actress?
Uh-oh. You know what this means?
I like how the music matches the heart beating, which is very nice. The shadow is matching Baljeet's movement right there. Nice to see Stacey and Coltrane having a good time. Also, that was the band from Squirrels on My Pants, the rapper. While the heart's pumping fast, you can see it goes into the sky with the smoke as Doofenshmirtz somehow attached to it as it follows the wires from it as well. Poor Doof, but you got what coming to you.
Wait, is that the Baljeet?
He said the same thing in Love Handle.
Wait, is that Love Handle?
I like how the music starts slow, start to speed up in the middle and go fast. Very well done indeed. I like how he puts the guitar back inside rather than smashing it.
Nickname myself? You're supposed to come up with it!
To come up with a cute nickname for you? Call you Candace, because I happen to really like that name.
Even he doesn't call her a nickname. In the end of the day, they love each other no matter what. And Coltrane and Stacey, we do get another episode with him. I don't know, I don't remember, but I'll get there once I put it out.
I'd give you an A+ in rock.
No, that means
Now
almost
the ratings. That might surprise a lot of people, but I'm going to give a plot of 3. It really holds off very well. I really like the idea that Phineas and Ferb doesn't make any inventions in this episode. I like how they change it out a bit to help Baljeet, who in the spotlight in this episode once again after the previous episode with Misty. I like how they teach him how to do Summer Rock, and he killed it, and he did very well in it, and it's a job well done. I really like this part of it. Doofenshmirtz and Perry, as usual, as their plan, Doofenshmirtz failed. It is a very funny way to do it. Characterization would get a 5. I really like how Baljeet, once again obsessed with Grace while it's in the summer. And I really like his side of learning how to do rock by Phineas and Ferb, who are very helpful. I really like Coltrane's first appearance, as we do get to see more of him in the future, if I remember. Stacey was good as well as everyone else. They done a job well done. The visuals will get a 4. I don't want to go higher than that because to make it a straw, there are a lot of good things like the music background with the smoke, the baby Inator, the bombardinator and all that. Everything else is very good. Importance, it gets a 3. It gets bumped. It would have been a 2 or 1, but the music in the end makes it so iconic. And it's very popular in the Phineas and Ferb fandom. Entertainment 5. This episode is a 20 out of 25, higher than the previous episode, which I'm not surprised because the song is iconic. And I really like how Baljeet rocks in this episode. Let's move on to the next one. The 27th episode of Season 2 of Phineas and Ferb is called The Necessary Roughness. Written by Michael Diedrich and Perry Sobolas, if I butchered that name, on July the 25th, 2009 on Disney XD. Vanessa tries to get her dad, Dr. Deuceman, in a capsule containing a rare chemical in the super duper mega superstore in order to convince him that she's responsible enough to have her own car. At the same time, Candace and Stacey, Buford and Baljeet and Perry also try to get the capsule of their own purposes.
The back of your scooter every time I go someplace. It's totally embarrassing.
Just wait until at your age.
Hey, sweetheart, how'd you like to...
She's 16!
Say what you want about Doofenshmirtz, about his evil plans, his shenanigans, and his silly things that he does, but he always does the best for Vanessa to protect. Just like Jack Fenton in Danny Phantom, he may be an idiot, but he cares about his kids.
Back off! She's a minor!
And he's dead. Wasn't that the same alien from when Candace was doing a parallel parking. Not quite the same area as it has a different color, but it's the same layout of the backgrounds, which they kept it.
Since I installed the Inator on my helmet.
Supplier of everything in the tri-state area.
Another front face Phineas pause right there.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Very first time Jeremy and I went to Slushy Burger.
Oh, sweet.
Tough one. I don't think they make a card for that.
And Ferb sees Vanessa for the second time, and that music appears once again, since I scream, you scream.
Hey, how's it going?
Of mayonnaise and 80 pounds of potatoes to make potato salad for the bridge club.
What do you mean the bridge club? Who's in the bridge club? Is it Vivian, Jeremy's mom, or other moms as well? As inside the Super Duper Mega Store, you can see a lot of textures inside of it, but it does get more detail in Season 3 of Season 4 and Season 5 of Phineas and Ferb. As the camera pans out, look, you see the people moving, their stuff, clothes, the single cars moving, the elevator. As you can see, there's different floors of this. I really like how it sets up, and they did a very good job. The background artists that doing the Super Duper Mega Store, very well thought out. I really like the idea of it, and it has the box moving on top of it. Very well done.
You can whistle that again.
I haven't heard him do that noise for a while. Look how big the design is of the Super Duper Mega Store. You can see the car part is a bit scrappy and that. The building itself, very good. I really like it so far.
Principle that you can do things by yourself.
We've seen that many times in future episodes. And Vanessa does get frustrated at her father many times.
Dog bone communicator. Pretty clever, huh?
I thought of it, Agent P.
Parts to build another one of his outlandish devices.
When Perry saw Phineas and Ferb walking around, I was thinking, oh shit, I can't blow my cover, so I need to find an idea.
You look fabulous!
Iconic.
I'm taking the easy way.
What do they say?
Potassium infinionite.
It was created 50 years that it was discovered, so yes, it is real. And the pun is Potassium infinite. It means Potassium infinionite. Both element 104S, which is in the periodic table of elements.
You may know boron, but of all is more fascinating and less about first discovered by fortune hunters 50 years ago in the year 1894.
Well, they put it in this episode.
Infinionite in the world of tomorrow.
Took the last one!
Then you should have kept your eyes open and took it instead of just looking at the documentary.
Ryan's prize is as good as mine!
Buford and Balji is here. I wonder what Isabella's doing. She hasn't appeared for 2 episodes while Phineas, Ferb, Buford and Balji are here. It's usually Isabella's along with them too, but I need to know why.
Neat, huh? Yeah, I can do that.
So some random shopper.
And this Pizzazium thing and prove to you that I can be responsible, that I can do things on my own.
I like that part of her. She's not afraid to do it, but she wants to do it so he can prove to her dad that she can handle it. So, very good character arc in this episode for Vanessa.
No!
I'm not saying a yes!
Fishing lure, or a pow-pow-pow. Take that apple on kid's head.
Buford hungry.
Oh, Buford, why do you have to throw it out? You should have just given it to Baljeet.
Whoa.
It's perfect! When Jeremy looks into its bright glow.
I like how Perry the Platypus give her a jack-in-the-box with a clown.
Hey, you look fabulous!
He's like, you do, but you don't know me. Or it's like, maybe you because you seem differently.
I think I know what I want to do every day.
I like how, if we were to see a change of pace in Phineas and Ferb, you see Phineas Flynn and his friends build an adventures in the backyard or to have fun. But in here, he doesn't do it here, which is nice. It's rare to see people say it's the same episode, but this episode changes it a bit, which is nice.
Look, thanks for your help, but I can do this on my own, okay?
Come on, Vanessa. Ferb just saved you from getting crushed by a trolley.
Buford and Baljeet, how did they get it?
I
The song is called I'm Me, which is the 8th most voted song in the Fusion Musical Countdown, hosted by Kelly Osbourne. And there's an addition song in the album. Once again, Olivia Olson shows why she's such a talented singer. Vanessa, I know you could do it by yourself, but Ferb is helping you. Ferb is such a badass. Look at him, he's untying it to help Vanessa jump to get the Parisian Infinite Night. Ferb is carrying Vanessa despite being a kid, and Vanessa's a teenager who is 16. This was the same background was used for I Scream You Scream, Busted with Candice. Olivia Olson, you are killing it, man. I just can't wait to hear more in season 5, and hopefully she gets to sing.
Ferb, you gotta try this chair.
Vanessa may take responsibility, but first, I got your back.
Aren't you a little old to be playing in the ball pit?
Yes, I am.
Your name is Ferb?
This is the first time Vanessa learned the name Ferb because of Linda speaking to him in the ball pit while she's hiding.
Well, yes, it's short for...
He was just about to say Ferb, but again, we don't get to hear it until At Your Age. But with the statement also by Dan Proverma.
I can already see the... Oop, there it is.
I always said it before, you don't need an invention of Phineas and Ferb or Inator that. It needs to be engaging and exciting, and it's shown that in the episode as well. And it's gonna see that once I do the ratings. She's gonna get killed by a lawnmower, as we've seen in Final Destination. Vanessa can maybe take responsibility for herself, but Ferb's coming in clutch for her, and that's why they're a perfect pairing together, despite the age gap, which some people don't see the case as we've seen it. But I really like when Ferb and Vanessa help each other a lot, which is nice.
Make a card for a spilled cheese dog with mustard.
You certainly know how to show a girl a good time.
I always said Ferb may not talk, but he's a man of action.
Well, that worked.
I got it!
Perry's very smart there. He pushes the thing to make sure that Doofus gets into trouble and gets caught, as we see later.
You pay? Tell it to the judge. No, you can't take me. I don't have anyone to curse.
I have enough to tide over the bridge club.
That's a potato salad.
I forgot the potato salad gets mentioned again in the Love Muffin episode called Nerdy Dancing.
Thanks.
This is the first time that Vanessa kisses Ferb on the cheek, and also he's got Riz, and also the same voice actress actually does Love Actually, and they both kissed.
Thanks, Ferb.
Man, Ferb is the MVP in this episode. Right, the plot gets a 3. I would have given it a 4 if it was a 21-minute episode, but I don't want to rank it too high because I would just want to play it fair. It is good, very simple, but I like how they change it up a bit. Doofus is not doing a Nato, he's just doing shopping, as well as Phineas, who's sidelined in this episode as well. And we get to see Vanessa, Ferb, Candice, Stacy, Buford and Balji all getting the Parisian Infinite Night. They all have one goal to use it for their own motivation, which is very, very interesting, and it puts off a very engaging episode. Characterization gets a 5. I really like how everyone shines in this episode, while Doof and Phineas get sidelined, including mostly Vanessa, who gets a lot of shine in this episode because she wants her own car and she wants to impress her dad that she wants to take responsibility to do things on herself But Ferb as well, he also shines and he kicks ass. He wants to help Vanessa to do a lot of things and he does it. And he always seems to get it right for Vanessa, as well as Buford and Baljeet, they are there, and Candace and Stacey too. Overall, everyone else is well done. The visual is a 5 though. I know there's not enough inventions or Inator's design. I really like how the design of the bigger super duper mega store or inside the shops and what we seen, like the clothes, the boxes and many things, and it's very engaging with every character looking to get the Pacific Infinite, if I butcher that name. Overall, it's a very well done, very action packed, very engaging, and very, very interesting. Importance gets a 4, and one of them included a meme thing when the doofus would say she's 16. We get more Ferb and Vanessa, a lot of stuff happening, and the iconic song as well. Entertainment, you know how this goes. That leaves off with a 22 out of 25. I am not surprised about this at all. I know I remember this episode being engaging and exciting with everything around. It's just perfect in every single way. Let's move on to the next one. Sham Cohen and Chong Li comes back to write another episode called No More Bunny Business, which is premiered on Disney XD on August the 1st, 2009, and it's the 23rd episode of season 2. Candace finds a rabbit and decides to take care of it, not knowing that it is a former agent on a mission to steal the system of the agency, Dennis. Meanwhile, Phineas and Ferb build their own pair of X-ray glasses. Elsewhere, Dr. Doofus decides to induce all of the dogs in the apartment next to his building away.
Is it here yet?
How did Phineas get into the post?
Aw, rats.
Your mom's penny shopper.
Phineas is like, yeah, and then he's like, oh, another one.
Delivery guy brought it while you two were camping out in the mailbox.
This X-ray vision glasses.
I really like how they had the detail in every label in the box, which is nice, and the name with it.
Totally ripped off.
I like how we could see the page with other labels in it with the X-ray vision. Very nice detailed.
Oh man, this is a ripoff. Got last summer.
Man, Ferb is so buff in this sequence. I really like this little sequence here. Very well, you can see Ferb's muscle and his body building up.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Cutest thing ever!
This is Dennis the rabbit. He may be cute in the inside for Candace, but in the inside of the OWCA, you will see why.
Hey, where's Perry?
Shenanigans, but we have a more serious problem.
This is just like in real life. When you have a problem, there's something else happening there.
Rogue agent on the loose.
He is talking about Dennis the rabbit.
Yes, sir.
Carl, you said you could draw.
That's actually not a bad drawing right there. Come on, Major Monogon, give him something to respect.
Create your lair where he can hack into our mainframe.
So that is Dennis's plot, the rabbit, so he could go in there and hack the mainframe for the OWCA to find out the secrets. And he's really found it. You can see the bots and bird, the glasses, and the skeleton there. Very good detail once again.
Look, Ferb, there's Perry. Maybe that's where it disappears to all the time.
Cool, another front face Phineas right there.
In the polycarbonate lens solution.
Phineas is mentioned about the polycarbonate lenses, which is a glass thin, lightweight plastic, offers built-in UV protection and is impact resistant. And that's what polycarbonate lenses mean.
Oh, Ferb, you're way ahead of me.
Coming in clutch once again.
We've identified the rogue agent as Dennis, and a master of disguise.
Then we'll give you a complete makeover and teach you some cool tricks. What am I doing with a set?
And that is the first instance of Dennis the Rabbit acting like a rogue agent. He also has a blueprint, Flynn's house blueprint, and he's looking for the secret entrance where Perry is. You can see a lot of layers in Phineas and Ferb's houses, which is very well done once again.
Leg warmers? Who wears leg warmers?
now we see a face-off between Perry the Platypus and Dennis the Rabbit. And we get to see a fight scene later on, which we'll get to, which is very, very well done again. Look at Dennis smiling while Candace trying to get Perry away from him.
We're gonna be the new alpha pet. I found it!
We didn't get an evil jingle right there. As you can see, Doofus is writing a book about him, dialogue between him and Perry, which they're going to fight, which doesn't happen in this episode. But that builds up to a theory that Doofus actually said something on purpose to prepare a plan for his Inators so that Perry the Platypus can fight him.
He just stands there like a potted plant. Planting the potted plant. How unexpected.
We get introduction to one of my favourite characters in the show, Planted the Plotted Plant. And he does come back in later episode, but this is his first memorable appearance, and this one is iconic to me and to the fan base of Phineas and Ferb.
Thank you very much.
Hey, they're not stupid.
He was about to be angry with his sister. Rare times we see that. The other one we see it in Summer Belongs to You when he said, "Get in the trike."
So why is he wearing a tutu?
It?
You recognise that soundtrack? Finatroids and Furbots. Man, I love a Russian animation when I see it.
Hanging around. Store started allowing pets. It's been driving me bonkers with the barking.
Everyone could agree with you when people are sleeping.
Well, giant dog biscuit Inator. Thank you for making my point for me. Baby coating, and then it will take off and soar through town at the tri-state area.
I like how he said he's proud of it, but he's not doing anything right now.
To launch, let me now.
Doofus may have done this to himself, but Patty the Platypus is kicking his ass.
Harder, Ferb. This carrot juice has got to be really...
Whenever you hear that song, the Quickly Worky song, it means Phineas and Ferb are going to work with the new invention.
Phineas, what you doing?
Another one. Crack to mix with the superheated optical polymers.
Heated optic polymers.
Into the X-ray vision solution.
Fireside girls are always prepared.
A different transition.
Mom, what's wrong?
Lost my wedding ring.
It's confirmed that Mrs. Garcia Shapiro is married to Isabella's dad. And we do see Isabella's dad a couple of times in many episodes, but we don't see him get to be with Isabella or his wife, Mrs. Garcia Shapiro, which is odd.
For X-ray vision glasses.
While Phineas is using his X-ray vision glasses, you can see the screen changes in Phineas's perspective to see where the wedding ring is as it's found.
We'll have it out for you in a jiff.
I think I'll call my regular plumber. He's bonded.
Be fun.
The song is called X-Ray Rise, and also it's sung by Dan Provermeyer, the voice of Doofus, and the creator of Phineas and Ferb.
That beauty's just skin deep.
That part is very funky though.
It's symmetrical, and your vast.
As you can see in Buford's stomach, you can see food everywhere, and there's a medal inside of him saying "Eater." He's probably eating all the food. The ball pit kid. We still get to see him again in the future, but he's wearing a different clothing, which is an animation error at that part until it changed.
Like a wave, but bother me.
It's the aliens again from the previous episode. I really like how the glasses faded in to see a perspective, which is amazing. And he can see people from the houses, the boxes, or the people like that. The X-ray vision has some good layers in it. I wish I had one of those.
All the quality control tests.
Good thing, because we're stacking up quite a pile of orders.
That was the same music that was used for the Barkworth fight. And I caught it as well. This is very similar to the Hot Dog versus Barkworth when Perry fought Doof.
Intruder alert.
Not just he chat Perry the Platypus like Doofenshmirtz, he took his hat. Now he's becoming Agent R. Agent Rabbit Dennis the Rabbit.
You have to stop him before he...
This great carrots delivered ASAP. Check the backyard. He might be there.
This was also recorded behind the scenes from Vince and Martella.
Did you check the backyard? He might be there. He might be there. Well, did you check the backyard? He might be there. How about the kitchen? Good work, Agent B.
Well, did you check the backyard? He might be there. How about the kitchen?
Good. Around.
Of quite the adversary.
Perry the Platypus saw a carrot and he sees it on the screen of the backyard. He's like, I've got an idea.
Work, Agent P.
No, the carrots. 1 minute there's a backyard full of carrot. Now they're gone.
Welcome to my world. Oh, there you are, Perry. At least you're still around.
He's like, oh no. Look at him sweating, just like we seen with a platypus.
Entire agency, I'd like to thank you, the potted plant. Welcome to the agency.
Planty the Platypus, welcome to the agent of the OWCA. And now he's a secret agent now. The plot gets a 3. There are some lot of good things happening in this episode. There was a plot A, for example, of Phineas and Ferb using carrots to make an X-ray vision glasses with a carbonite thing. And they have very fun with it by looking at visions and seeing stuff like that they did in the montage, which is amazing. I really like plot B more, with Perry the Platypus finding Dennis the Rabbit, who's using disguise to get inside the old WCA or Perry's lair to hack the system, which Perry the Platypus for. And my favourite one was Doofenshmirtz versus Planty the Platypus. It's nice to see him get his first appearance as well. Characterization will get a 5. Everyone else is on point, including Dennis the Rabbit, who has his own motivations to get into Perry's secret lair. And he is a master of disguise, which he is good at doing it. And also Planty the Platypus as well, who foiled Doofenshmirtz. Even though he's just a plant, I just love him so much. He is like a plant who stands there, and he becomes a secret agent in the end. Everyone else is very consistent. The visuals will get a 5. The fighting scene between Dennis and Perry the Platypus keeps you engaged. Planty the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz, as well as Phineas' X-ray vision glasses as well. It's very well done, very well designed, and they done a fantastic job of it. Importance gets a 3, which is one of those being Planty the Platypus' first appearance, as we get to see more of him in later episodes, as well as Dennis the Rabbit. We don't see him until the return of the Rogue Rabbit in season 4. Entertainment's a 5. That leaves off with a 21 out of 25. Another straight banger episode right there. Phineas and Ferb season 2 just continues to be consistent and fun, as well as giving more entertaining episodes. Let's move on to the next one. The 24th episode of season 2 of Phineas and Ferb, and the last breakdown that I'm going to do today is Spa Day, written by Anthony Gilbert and Iliki Theophilopoulos on August the 1st, 2009 on Disney XD. And this time I'm going to do a short breakdown on this. Candace and Stacy have a spa day, but they get sidetracked when Candace decides that they should help Jeremy. Their spa day inspires Phineas and Ferb to build a spa of their own. Meanwhile, Doofenshmirtz takes in a lost kitten that causes havoc with his old inventions.
Hi, Phineas. What you doing?
Well, I think we're gonna build a spa.
Another episode set and relaxing? Where did we heard of that before? Plot A centered around Phineas and Ferb building a spa in the backyard, while we have Candace and Stacy having plot B to go to do the same thing, but they have other ideas.
Hey, Candace.
Oh, we can't because we're going to...
If you guys are too busy.
Hey, what was that all about? I think all I care about is myself. Very important to us and will be answered in the order received. Because I said hurrah day!
they go and work with Jeremy to build a house, but it didn't go quite as planned.
Ow! Oh, Stacy, don't you just all day?
While Candace is too busy with Jeremy while building the house, Stacy had to be hurt from Candace while doing a lot of things. And there are plenty of tons of references which call back from previous episodes.
We're gonna name our kids Xavier and Amanda.
Which I'm going to break down in the next episode.
Yeah, it's like that.
Billy Clark.
And they decided to go to the backyard to have a spa, which Phineas and Ferb built for them and everyone else.
Gonna slather you with butter, make her feel like a queen. Get you sitting in a hot.
The song is called Spa Day, sung by Danny J. the composer of Phineas and Ferb, and it was a preview in Comic-Con in 2009. Also, the songwriters are Eliki, Dan Pover, Martin Olson, and Jeff Swampy Marsh. Another plot is focusing on Doofus events having a cat called Mr. Fluffy Pants.
Pants.
Things didn't go quite as planned from the start.
You like that? You like that? Oh, what are you doing? You're racing. No, look what you did to the moon. It's huge.
And that was the second time that happened since, Candace got big in this episode.
Pants. I call him pants. Who never actually wore any pants. Come to think of it, I don't know why we call him that.
Until Perry came in and saw what he saw. A cat is interrupting the Inators.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! We're finally going to have our first spa day! Algae-infused seaweed mud wrap,
Hot rock rub, and volcanic mineral scrub.
Sounds like fun.
fun.
Yeah. Mud, seaweed, volcanic rock.
It's not fun, it's relaxing, which means it's enjoyable, which means it's fun. Grown-up fun. You wouldn't understand. Besides,
how are you guys getting in?
Well, I know Stacy.
And I know this neighbor who knows this hair washer, who knows this bank teller, who knows this back waxer who works at the spa. Yeah, we're gonna get totally immersed in self-indulgence.
And mud.
Sounds like fun.
See? I told you it was fun. What do you say, Ferb? It'll give you a chance to do your seaweed rap. You know. Yeah.
Okay.
Doofenshmirtz Incorporated.
Bills. Ooh, half off at Slushy Burger. Keepers. Little love bug like you doing out there all by yourself. I'll call you Mr. Fluffy Pants because you're fluffy and you look like you're wearing pants. Plus, you remind me of my Uncle Fluffy.
So, what do you think? Soak, steam, sauna, then shower? Or shower, steam, soak, then sauna?
You know, I think you're more trouble than you're worth.
Cat, I've been looking all over for him.
We'll have jobs.
Just like when Buford lost Biff, Doofus had to do the right thing to defend the good side by saving the cat. Overall, the plot is very good, but not quite as the previous episode, but it still holds its charm on why Phineas and Ferb is so great when it comes to plot sequence and ideas of implementing their own invention, as well as Doofus spending the time with a cat, which they change it up a bit. Characterization is very good, but not quite as the previous episode. Candace is obsessive with Jeremy more than hanging out with Steve, which is alright, but it kind of gets annoying in certain parts. And we see them again with Candace and Stacy for busting the brothers for the lemonade stand. But overall, the rest has done well, including Doof really cares about the cat other than being evil. The visuals is very good, but not quite as the previous episode, as we see a lot of things that have happened, like the song of Spa Day, the backgrounds, the Inators that do, and Mr. Fluffy Pants, and plenty more of this as well. Importance gets a decent rate, but not quite as important as the previous episode, but we do get times of continuity references, like Candace mentioned her kids that she's going to have with Jeremy in the future, which they appear later on in the future episode, and we also have the iconic song as well. The entertainment side of Phineas and Ferb never disappoints, as it keeps your eyes engaged, just like I said in every episode. For an 11-minute episode like this, it's not a bad score, but not quite as memorable as the previous episode, but it's still kind of watchable if you have it in your own time.
You want the ones with the triangles or the imitation?
Triangles, and make it snappy. I got the urge to
In the
pop.
final fours, there are many things that I missed or maybe you didn't know about. Phineas looks like Hyde from the 70s show. In the Car Wash episode, Jeremy's hair looked like Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z. Also, the Baljeetles is references to the Beatles. While Mr. Fluffyfur messes with the Inator, the paint goes on Doofus while he looks like Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons. I want to say thank you so much for being part of this great journey. I just can't wait to do breakdowns again. I hope I can get season 2 finished before the season 5 of Phineas and Ferb starts. And I'm gonna break down the future episode and the musical clips, the countdown in the next episode, which is gonna be in 2 separate videos, which I'm gonna break down, which will be interesting and to keep your eyes open for that one. When the poll comes out, I'm gonna do a Doofusbert family. Who is your favorite? I's Doofusbert, Roger Doofusbert, Vanessa Doofusbert, or the other Doofusberts? Let me know when this video goes live. And once again, I hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.